Hi everybody, welcome back. It's good to have you all here. So, it has been a crazy week trying to get things done for you guys here on my channel. And here at home, there's been a lot going on. What you're seeing me do right now is to move my glass scene so that it is covering my cat, my tiger, so that I'm not getting hand oils on her. Whatever we're dealing with. Okay. So. Make sure I get those little hairs off. We're just going to brush away any dust or potential debris so there's no issues. Trying to get in around the kitty cat. You guys, it's been a crazy week. I have had to be super cautious with movement and bending because I'm landing on the floor so much. My knees hurt. But that's the way it is. But on my time off from that stuff, I have been working on this kitty. Now, excuse me. Where it has been so fun, and I think really will interest everybody, and I will either show you this here on camera at the end of this little chat that we're having and chilling out together, or I will insert a picture at the very end. So if you are wanting to see all of the tiger in her glory, although believe me, she's not done. She has lots and lots of little details left to go, but you can actually see the entire cat. It's really awesome. All of her stripes are where they belong. It's just refining some of the details and finishing the background at this point, which is so cool. But so much work. It's been that week where I'm super busy. I was filming diamond painting stuff for you guys, taking care of stuff here in my house with my son, because of course, there's normal daily things like dishes and laundry and, those fun things that get in the way of what we'd like to be doing, right? And of course, I have a puppy who is not well, my little snowflake. So I spend an awful lot of time watching her, making sure she's breathing okay and feeling okay, which she isn't feeling okay. I cannot wait to be able to take her to the doctor because I know they're going to make her feel better and heal her. She has so much life left in her, and she's such a little fighter. She's so young. But this injury is really, really taking its toll on her and draining her. So, I'm quite anxious to get her to the doctor and get the injury taken care of, put her back on antibiotics, give her proper pain medication while she heals, and then have my baby Fluff up and running around and being silly and doing stinking cute girl with me. And all the fun things. Being my little diva. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, and I really hope my head was not in the camera, I'm coming in very much tight against the kitty cat. And making sure that there's complete coverage. I don't want a halo of white around her, obviously. And I was very cautious to make sure that I would be able to get, the individual hairs on the edges placed where I wanted them. So I did that portion of it first. Now, I would probably have you zoomed in more, but at the moment, the fan in my room is on high, so I need to have you in the position I have you in, which has the super stable on, or auto stable, or whatever it's called in this camera. So yeah, there has been oh my goodness, so much going on in the world right now, and that stuff weighs heavy on us, I think. Or at least, it does my son tremendously, and it does me quite a bit, depending on what it is. But, there's also that in so many ways we are so blessed. We have a home, we have food, sort of. We really need to figure out how to get through the next few days, but I don't know. Anyway, it's just, we have electricity, we have air conditioning in this 100 and something degree with about 70% humidity weather, and it rained a little bit this morning, which was an awesome blessing. It was so beautiful out during the rain. And then within a couple of hours, it was just hot and extremely humid. And humidity in temperatures of 100 plus, not so fun, guys. You know what I mean? That's not a fun thing to deal with. So, I have not seen anything on Facebook in the last few days, you guys. I'm sorry. I've been so busy taking care of everything I needed to here in real life that I have not been on social media other than to post a photo on Instagram. That was pretty much the size of that. So, and I'm only doing that because it's progress of this tiger. So, yeah. Let me see if I can get these drawers out of my way at the moment. I'm going to shift this easel so I can close it. There we are. I normally keep the drawers open so that, I can slip pencils in and out. But at the moment, I need to be able to slide this paper over a bit so I can get right in here against these hairs. Because it doesn't make sense to me to switch gears in midstream. And you can see I've got another spot of color in here. And it's funny because I did that filming for you guys. And my son walked in with his headphones on, talking super, super loud. And I was like, oh, Lord, here we go again. So I had to start over. This is my life. But, like I said, I do feel blessed. The sad part is that if my channel were making money, or if I had an income source at this point, we'd be okay. We literally have 3 days we need to get through, not to, but get through. Excuse me, where I'm trying to figure out how to get more food in the house because there really is not much, and don't have cigarettes, so pretty antsy. I'm kind of grumpy, but we're just trying to get through this month. August is always a really difficult month financially in Metro Phoenix area, pretty much for everybody, because the air conditioning bills get bad. So, but we did get hit with some medication costs that we weren't expecting, so they weren't budgeted for, and yeah. Believe me, I would love to just order some McDonald's and a few sodas from Amazon, some salads. That'd be great. But it's got to wait until the 1st, because can't do anything till then about it. I'm very, very careful. I always make sure that we have what we need for the babies. That is #1 priority for me when we're doing our stuff. First thing I do in the month now is order whatever we need for the pups, because the stores around here pretty much are still struggling for the things that my babies need, as far as brands and things like that. So that's kind of a pain in the tuchus, but we also don't have a vehicle to just go to the store. Our friend that was staying with us is back up at the Grand Canyon now, and preparing, I believe, to leave Arizona. So we're pretty much tied to whatever we can have delivered at this point. My health is compromised and I can't really leave the house anyway. You can hear my breathing and stuff are a little strained. So yeah, that's a factor in it all. I know this must be boring watching me put this down. I'm sorry. But it takes so many layers to make black look deep and rich. And with mine, on this piece, it's been changing tone depending on where I'm at, between a purple undertone to richen it or a blue, like a dark indigo, depending on where I am. Because as you can see, I have blue in here, I have, purple, pink hues over here. So what I do is I transition between them. Where it was green, it got kind of confusing. But this is the dark indigo, which I've heard they renamed. I don't get it. I believe they took the word dark off of it. I don't know. In the art community, you kind of have to be careful who you listen to. If they're not actually working with the companies, you probably don't want to take too close to heart what they're saying about changes in products, because they may not know any more than you really can look up, and that may not be as accurate as you might need. So you turn to people who are actually, sponsored by those companies. Like Bonnie Snowden is sponsored, I believe, by Caran d'Ache and Derwent, and I know that Derwent sponsors Lisa Ann Watkins. So yeah, those two are going to have pretty accurate information as to what Derwent is doing. As far as Faber-Castell, I think that is Lisa Klog, or however you pronounce her name. And there's somebody else, but I don't remember who it is. And the only Faber-Castell products that I use is the polychromos. I love them, don't get me wrong, but for product versus affordability and the functions that I in particular need, I tend to do better as long as I can mix in my Derwent products. They are much more favored for me, but for details, very, very, very fine details, definitely need the polychromos and very few of the Caran d'Ache luminance. Luminance is so expensive. I mean, I've heard everybody complain that Lightfast is expensive, this particular line that I have in my hand. And they're incredibly expensive. But let me tell you, Caran d'Ache luminance, way more expensive. If you look at it per pencil cost, it's crazy. So, yep, that's where that is. So this piece has been worked with those 3 particular lines of pencil. You'll see here I put in some dark indigo on top of this, and now I'm placing some of this over it. The reason is, when I fill in the black, what's under it is going to come through. Now, I've heard a lot of artists that say, that you want to put the color on top of the black. Well, I also do that, but I've found that for me, on this piece at least, on this particular paper, it seems more rich and to have a much better, much deeper tone to the black if I put color under before I put black into the mix. So that is what is working for me on this piece. And with me, I have to tell you, my techniques are going to vary from piece to piece because it's dependent upon what surface I'm working on, what I need it to look like. I usually do not do backgrounds because they're very, very, very time and resource sucking. I mean, they literally just take up all the time and take a lot of resources, and it's just not cost effective at all. This piece is not cost effective for me to do, but I am absolutely unable right now to get my head out of needing to bring attention to endangered species and critically endangered species. Believe it or not, these tigers are endangered in the wild. There are lots of them in captivity. In fact, there are more in captivity than there are in the wild, and that's a problem. So that should explain kind of what's going on with me doing the tiger and the wolf, which I haven't had time to work on recently because I'm working on this and I'm doing diamond painting stuff with you guys. Oh, my voice just sounds awful. I'm so sorry. Let me take a drink of coffee, see if that helps. It's funny, it's not very late in the day. It's almost 11:30. I've already drank a pot of coffee. It's crazy. Probably how I have the energy to do all of this. So I'm going to take this small section here and put the black down first so that you guys can see the difference in how it looks. Now, I am using the side of the sharp, very, very, very sharp pencil because I don't want to remove the point from it. I still need to get in down around here. So, and I just keep turning my pencil to keep it very, very, very sharp. Okay, so right here we have dark indigo underneath. We have some nightshade over that in this area. And here we have the black down first, and then I will place color over that. So I'm working with the nightshade down in here. Because purple happens to work incredibly well at creating shadows with orange. And there is a lot of burnt ochre in this kitty cat. And a color by Derwent Lightfast called apricot. Lots and lots and lots. So now up here, I'm going to place the nightshade on here. This paper has a defect in it, obviously, but it won't show in the final product, so it's not really going to matter. I'm just being super finicky about it because that's going to be completely coated in pencil. In pigment, it's going to be completely undistinguishable. Let's grab some dark indigo. With this in particular, it really doesn't matter what direction I work in. I'm doing little ovals. My hands do not do well with doing tiny circles because of the fact that you will notice every once in a while my hand just jerks in one direction or another. It's part of my illness with my spinal damage, so it just is what it is, and I work around it. It's why I stopped drawing years ago, because it was so bad that I couldn't even get a pencil and paper and have it work at all to sign my name or anything. It just looked awful. But I'm working very, very, very hard to get some of those skills back. There we go. So I think you can see, well, you will be able to momentarily. Let me add some more of this to bring that up. I am not applying much pressure. I am barely touching the paper. The reason you hear it so much is because this is directly on a wood surface that's hollow underneath it. So That's why you're hearing the pencil moving across the paper. I know it looks like I'm willy-nilly going in every which direction, but I'm not, actually. I'm moving in one direction, so it's not touching the paper both ways. It's only touching it one way. And that's just habit. There's no reason to do that, but for this, but that's me. So now I'm going to go back to putting some of this nightshade directly on the paper, and we'll add some indigo and black over the top of that. This area right here is black on the bottom. This area is nightshade on the bottom. This is indigo on the bottom. So we're going to see, you know, what's the difference. I already know, but I want you guys to be able to see it. So, because I've obviously done a lot of black on this piece so far. A bunch of it. Like, my black pencil is down to this. Very, very, very small. I forgot to put the phone in airplane mode, so it's getting notifications. I'm sorry if you can hear it buzzing at all. I don't think you can, but just in case. I have been listening to a ton of music over the last few weeks, trying to kind of re-energize my soul, and because music was, you know, where everything creative started for me. And sometimes I just need to get back in touch with that part of myself, and I think that that's, with everything that's happened over this year, I think that that's probably the best thing that I can be doing for my own self-care at the moment is the music. That's probably part of why I have no voice. I have been singing for a couple of weeks around the house, and I'm not doing any warm-ups or anything like that, so yeah. Plus, I'm pushing myself way beyond my normal soprano range, because I'm not a soprano. I'm an alto and tenor range vocalist. But if I work hard enough, I can pull in some soprano notes. But yeah, it's a lot of work. And I love Sia and Adele. So that's kind of where my mindset has been lately, are those two particular artists. And then, of course, oh my goodness, Rag and Bone Man. Absolutely love his voice. I love his songs. If you've never heard of him, please look him up here on YouTube. Oh my goodness, amazing, amazing blues vocalist. I'm sure that there's a lot more to what he does. I am just absolutely fascinated with the blues portion of his music, and some of it is so incredibly well orchestrated to the point, I mean, it's an orchestra backing him on one of the songs. But he has this full, beautiful, beautiful voice. I just love his music. So, yeah, that's pretty much where my head has been. There's a cover band that, oh my goodness, I love here on YouTube, called Boyce Avenue, B-O-Y-C-E. And it's two brothers, and then of course they pull in some friends here and there. Almost completely acoustic music. The way that they have performed these particular pieces, some of them, they take these original pieces and they slow them down and give them more, you know, kind of soul and heart than they seem to have as faster pieces. And I think the reason for that is then you really are paying more attention to the lyrics. And there's always piano and guitars, and, you know, those are my primary instruments. So, super fun for me to sit and listen to and just enjoy. Hi, Snowflake. She's coming in here. She's so cute. It's okay, baby. Lay down. You okay, Puff? Sorry, you guys know me. If my puppies need me, that comes first. And I'm hoping she's getting ready to eat. She's got her little self next to her bowl. I'll tell you in a second. Yep, she's gonna eat a little bit. Good deal. I've been watching her, making sure she keeps eating and drinking. And of course, going to the bathroom the way she needs to, you know. Even though it's not a bathroom, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to be tactful. So, I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the day is just work on this background and relax as much as I can. Because usually come about 1:30, 2 o'clock, recently my body just is done. Can't do any more for the day. So I try very hard to start very, very early in my work and get as much as I can done before I'm completely worn out. I think a big chunk of why I'm worn out today is I was doing so much housework and laundry and stuff yesterday. I just really kind of overdid it. But doing much of anything is overdoing it for me if it involves moving around. That's just the way these health issues I have are progressing. And that's okay. I'll deal with it and get through it. I always do. I'm going to do something very unusual for me. I usually only do this when, you know, we're doing charity fundraising, but I'm going to place my PayPal link in the description box with my email and all of that, and let you guys know that for the people who are asking about donating to, you know, the cost of all the things that I do for you guys, just go ahead and use my PayPal link. And that goes, you know, directly into being able to do this channel. So, we're almost done with this base area up here. Oh, we've been out for quite a while. I didn't realize it had been that long. I think it's time for me to take a short break, though, because my hands are getting sore. And my son is talking on the phone, which means he's loud. Because volume control is not his specialty. And usually when that's Fluffer's getting some water. Usually when Snowflake eats and drinks, she's ready to go outside. So for anybody who's been with my channel very long, you will know that you will hear barking, you will hear adult child noise, you will hear life going on in the background of my videos because I can't isolate myself to film because of my son's health. for those of you that are new and do not know, my son is a disabled U.S. Navy veteran who developed epilepsy due to an injury aboard ship in a war zone. So I have to be where I can jump up really fast with him, and with Snowflake injured, and one of my pups, Ladybug, also has stress-induced epilepsy. So with me, you never know. It could be I have to try and edit things out, because if they need me, I just jump. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's actually been quite a while since Ladybug's had a really bad day, thank goodness. And Chrissy is doing well. She's being a sweet little tiny alpha. Spooky Doo is, oh my goodness, he's changing. He's become so affectionate. It's awesome to see him, you know, transforming like that. His little, what I have always and probably will always call bipolar moments, seem to be less and less. So that's a really good thing. Really, really good thing. The reason you'll see me come back down is, I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if it'll show you how sharp. Let's see if I can get it to focus. My camera's usually really good. How sharp the point becomes when you're spinning it. You see? So when I have those sharp little points, that's when I come down here with the tip of the pencil and work outward from the hair, deepening those pencil strokes. So that's how I get in there like that with it, and don't have a white halo around my animals. I'm thinking very seriously about working on a charcoal or graphite piece, because I think it's just fun to do. And, you know, take a break from all of the colored pencil background for my hands. Just, you know, give myself a day or two to work through the basics of shape and light. Which I have to do with colored pencil too, but, you know, just taking one of the factors out of it. We'll see how I feel about it, you know, later tonight, when I don't feel like having this out on the bed and taking it out, putting it away, all that good stuff. Yeah, my hand's starting to jerk pretty bad. I can laugh about it right now, but usually I'm yelling at it, sort of. I don't really ever yell unless it's to get Nico's attention because he's in a seizure or because I need help for one of the babies. I typically am, compared to my son and Penny, I'm usually really quiet. They have very loud voices, and my voice is loud and can carry quite a distance without a doubt. So I just don't see a need to be intentionally louder than I need to be. This house, you could, as my dad would have put it, you could hear a mouse fart in this house because of it's like an echo chamber. So I know that's got to be an interesting image. It was after I said it and it flashed through my head. So, you know, hey. Oh, I cannot wait until fall weather arrives. Here in central Arizona, the time of year saying it's fall really has nothing to do with what we have. We just have to wait for it to decide to give us fall weather, which is usually what's winter for you all. But yeah, we do have some true winter weather for the desert, you know, because obviously we're not going to get a lot of snow. Usually. Hi. Usually we don't get any, but is it last winter or the winter before our airport actually got snowed in and they had to ground all the planes and flights? It's like, what are you what do you mean it snowed the Phoenix International Airport in? But it did. Sure as the day is long, it did. Which I find so funny. Hi, Spirit. That's who I was saying hi to. He shifted and came up and planted himself behind me, within reach. Because that means he wants love in, but he wants to not interfere in what I'm doing. Now, if I'm laying down at all, even remotely, and he wants loves, he will come up and plop right on my torso. The whole top half of him on my top half. Oh, buddy. Yes. My spirit. So if you hear the panting, that's who you're hearing panting. I'm adding some more indigo over here. Now, before the end of this, I guarantee you I will pull out the light fast indigo because it's so much creamier. It puts a lot of pigment down very quickly and smoothly. This is not so smooth. That's because I also don't have the control of my hand that I need today to keep my pressure perfectly even. That's why we're working on a background that has so many layers in it. It's incredible. And it doesn't matter if my hand jerks or freaks out a little bit because it's all going to be okay. Yep, that's how this works. So I'm bringing the indigo around the edges. This will be very purple through here, under the black or in the black. But down through here, I'm adding more indigo to it to bring the indigo that's over here through in a fluid manner. Yeah, these are the thoughts that have to go into creating these things. I'm pretty darn sure that Mandy Manzano has the same issues. She feels that my artwork is very difficult, and I feel that her style of artwork is very difficult, so. But we both very much admire what the other one does, so it's kind of awesome. I can't wait for her to see this piece. I'll take and send her a picture when it's complete. But she loves the dog portraits that I do for clients like Ashley. I think I'm actually just about ready to open up spaces for booking more animal portraits if that's what people want to do. And that way, any of you who would like to can email me and send me a photo and we can talk about what we can do with it and the cost and all of that. Because it all varies, you know, on the size of the piece, the complexity of the piece, how many dozens of hours are going to go into it. In this case, this one has way more hours than I have in a typical portrait. Like I said, that's also because I'm completely doing the background. And it's just tons of layers. So, there we go. Now we've pulled some indigo in around there gently. And now we're going to go on to some black again. Because I'm not leaving this light. I want to keep this as an undertone to it. You're getting a glimpse of how this goes. This is a very small piece of this drawing, let me tell you. I mean, for those of you that are my diamond painting friends, you know what a 40 by 50 is, and this is a 40 by 50. Or my European friends. But, yeah. I don't know if my friends in the UK are considered European. I think so. All the terminology has changed so much since I was young. It's crazy. Now what I'm up against right here is some low-tack masking tape. And the reason for that is so I can have a clean and even border all the way around this piece for framing purposes. Because when I'm done, I'll take that tape off and have nice white areas. Which is what I want. Yeah, you can see my hands are tired. But I love working on it, and I love seeing these beautiful creatures come to life. I have another tiger portrait I'm going to do. It's a different type of tiger, and the lighting on it is so dramatic. It's going to be so awesome. And that'll be probably about the end of my tiger career. Maybe a white one. We'll see. That would be a ways down the road. I have other creatures that need some attention first, as far as drawings, and I have, of course, my real life little babies to take care of, so that might be part of why this has taken so long. But I think personally this has taken so long because it's tons of layers and work, and I even went in and re-sketched part of it after I had completed the face. I looked at it and I went, yeah, I know how narrow the body is because of the position in the photograph, but I don't want her to be quite that narrow, because it just looks like she's really not real. So, you know, that's where it comes into an artist can look at a photograph. In the photograph, it looks perfect because it's the real thing, but when you're moving that into a piece of artwork, sometimes you have to change a little bit of it to make it look the same way your eye is perceiving a photograph. It can be pretty complicated. Okay, we're just about ready to do this, and that way I can finish this video up for you all and let you go and get myself up and move around. I usually would have gotten up once in this period of time already, but I was already sitting here for about 30 minutes is why. Okay. My paper towel. My brush that needs a refill. But we'll see what I can do with what's in here already right now. Let's get that started. I don't even know if there's enough blending agent in here to get this going. And this is odorless mineral spirits. No, there's really not. So, I'm going to shift and grab that bottle. I keep it up really high so that the puppies can't get near it at all. Because it's not good for them to have any exposure to it. That's why I keep it sealed in this brush the way that I do, is to protect them. And of course it doesn't hurt to protect my breathing, right? They may be odorless, but that doesn't mean they're not toxic, because they are. Okay. Wipe around the edge of that. And put the brush tip back on. And we have some of the liquid in there. I don't ever fill it full because that might not be a good idea if it ever leaked, you know? Now I know I have some liquid flowing through there. There we go. There we go. I'm not going to come in close to the kitty cat blending this just yet, because that's something I need to be able to see right over the top of it, and I really can't do that with the camera where it is. But I'm going to show you where it makes a difference what you put down, and that's why I'm going ahead and doing this right now, is so that you can see why what goes down first makes a difference in the way it's going to look. Now, do not get me wrong, this will get many more layers to make the black look the way I want, but I think you can see right here where it was black down first versus where it was purple and where it was indigo. It's quite different. I can come in against the kitty right here. Right there. Just very carefully with the tip of that brush. I did add a little around the edge of the kitty there. There we go. I just sometimes need to really focus. And it's funny because to do this, I have to kind of blur my vision. You would think I would need it super precise for this area. But by blurring it, I can see what it's going to look like in that area from a distance. And then I can straighten out my vision and back up. Because that is not fun to do. Not fun at all. This will definitely get a lot more black. Do not, please, if you do this and you use a liquid blender, mineral spirits or alcohol, doesn't matter. Do not put your pencil back onto wet paper. Give it a chance to dry so that you're not damaging your paper. It's different if you're doing watercolor pencils. Then having a wet base is fine. It's still going to damage the tooth of paper, but you know, you don't need a bunch of layers with the watercolors. You do with this. You need a lot of layers with this. And what I'm doing is just dissolving the binder and kind of moving the pigment around a little bit. So that it softens the look of it. And this, to me, is good for this background. I didn't want an overly sharp background. I'm going to come over here and show you this end of it. I want more black in there before I blend, so my hand needed a break from the small pencil. Okay, let's kind of blend these together a little bit. There's actually 3 colors in this area. I know that's hard to tell that there are that many colors in that, but there are. And it's about to get a little bit more added over it that is a lot less bright. This one, you guys are going to go, oh no! No, it's what I want it to do. So it's not so sharp a focus. A shocking bright area of color is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to be just a little color behind it, you know? Behind the darkness, shining through the darkness. So, what I'm doing is I'm pulling this black and nightshade into that pink. But see, the pink hue will still shine through under it. And there we go. It's a lot better. But it softens the way that's going to look in that dark, dark background. Believe me, I've done it with several other colors on this piece already. Which, in the green, just is amazing looking. Love it. And the only reason that you're seeing these colors is that, you know, when you look into a black night sky, when a light shines through, you're going to get glimpses of color in that light. I'm cleaning out the brush so that it doesn't get clogged. There we go. So that's, oops, puppy hair. Nope, we don't want that in there. There's puppy hair and everything in this house. I swear. This is life when you live with five beautiful puppies and 4 of them are pure white. So, and I need to sweep and I need to brush the babies again. I think it's time for them to get a bath. But they're not really agreeing with me on that for some reason. Probably because then they want to go out and they want to get in the dirt that's in the yard because we don't have grass for them to just rub and be crazy in. So, and I really don't feel like having little mud balls running around the house after I bathe them. I just, for some odd reason, that doesn't sound like a fun time to me. Here, I'm going to go to all the work of giving you a bath. And then when you go to rub and roll and play and feel better, you're going to go out in the mud the first second you get. No, I don't think so. How about if we skip that? So they always get mad at me when I have to give them a bath because they're locked in the house. So my crazy self tries to bathe them all in the same day because that way I'm not having to lock all of them up because of needing to bathe one. Now Snowflake, I can give her a bath and she doesn't go roll in the dirt. She just doesn't like to be dirty. So kind of like Snowy never liked to be dirty. He was like, maybe it's just a teddy bear-esque thing. I don't know. But she does not like to go get dirty. So it's really a lot easier with her. Because after her bath, she'll go out and she'll go potty. And then she's like, okay, let me inside. Just take me in. I'm not doing this mud thing. Because we don't have grass in our yard, sadly. We need grass. That's the one thing I don't like about this house, really, is the lack of landscaping in the back. The front's a beautiful desert landscape. Love it. But we need grass in the backyard. This is just gonna need a ton more black put on it. Trying to kind of be careful what I'm doing as far as the moisture level on the brush when I'm coming down in here. So now he's singing. Good Lord. Oh Lord, the rocking chair hit his tail. Here we go. I'm really sorry, folks. We're going to be going in a moment because, yeah, nobody needs to be subjected to that. Especially not me with my... I have really sensitive hearing, so when he sings, I run. That's how that works. Yeah, no. I love my son. Singing's not his gift. Which is weird, because everyone else in the family can sing. It irritates him. Alright, folks, so I'm going to let you go, because I have a ton more work to do to this, and this video has already gotten pretty darn long. It's almost an hour. My thoughts and prayers are with all of you, as they always are, especially in, you know, the way life is right now. But I'm going to pull this off. So, oops, I did not mean to rock you guys. I don't think you can see the tiger like this, so I'll probably just take a photograph and insert it. Yeah, most likely. Let me try this. Let me bring you gently up. Oh, look at her. There we go. You can see I mapped in all of her stripes down the center of her chest. I need more definition in here to show that that's, you know, the start of her shoulder. But yeah, there she is, guys. I think she's really, really pretty. Really pretty. She has been a ton of work. Can't even tell you how much. What spirit. So, I am going to let you all go. I hope that you have an awesome, amazing weekend. I hope that you all get some rest if that's what you need. Otherwise, that you get all the things that you need to get done completed. And I will see you all next time. I am going to go stretch my legs, grab some more coffee, and come back and work on this drawing some more. So, please, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, please do. Because I've seen in my analytics that a lot of my viewers are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And leave me a comment. Tell me what you're working on this weekend. I love knowing what you guys are up to. And I will talk to you all again in a few days. Maybe a couple days. We'll see. It's the weekend. I need Sundays off. So, I will talk to you all next time. Bye.